Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here, a little midday money on a Wednesday, the 15th of February. Halfway home, and we're right around the corner to some conference tournaments coming up pretty soon. Horizon, Sunbelt, right around the corner. Like, subscribe, ring the bell if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube channel. Super. Mr. Sean Higgs in the Twitter universe. Come give me a follow. Doesn't cost you anything to give us a follow. In the comment section, the Believe link is there if you want to listen after the fact on any of your favorite podcast channels. I say that all the time. Why not? I'm trying to get some podcast listeners. Why wouldn't I? Any hoot. Let's jump right into our action. We did a little recap last night on the Late Show. No late night money tonight. The late night money was basically a kind of a tournament show, a baseball kind of show, and I wanted to get some baseball ready for next week on the Late Show. That'll lead us into the tournaments of the week after that. So I'm gonna not do the look at. I'll do it on a Friday. I'll do it Friday, not tonight or tomorrow, just because I want to get a couple other things done before we get full swing into the conference tournaments, and then baseball's here. So there's that. I apologize. I like to try to keep obviously midday money 12 noon all the time. The Late Show, I've been doing it at 10. Normally late shows around midnight because the lines come up a little later, stuff like that. But again, we'll address that a little further down the road. Let's some recapping of yesterday's picks here. College basketball 3-2 in a video. We're still down a little bit, 156 and 154, 156 and 144 on the season for me. Again, hopping around that 52% mark, 366 to 342. Got to do a little better. It happens. We're got to get right. Today's picks, because that was it. We just had college basketball yesterday. So today's action, 30 seconds later, we'll start in the NBA 32. Oh, my goodness. I forgot to even put them in the chat here. I didn't even have them scrolling. I'm sorry. We'll start in the NBA one game. The Nets, minus 110. We had them the other day. They lost. We're back on them again today. 32 and 40 in the video. All-Star breaks here, thank goodness. But let's try to head off into the sunset with a win here on Brooklyn, minus the 110 tonight. College basketball, again, 3-2 yesterday. Let's go. A lot of college hoops today. Mentioned these all on Look Headlines last night. So these lines can possibly be a tad different this morning, but we posted them last night. So there's that. Bonnie's plus 5.5. IUPUI plus 14.5. Marquette minus 5.5. I did that show today with Ross and Jesse Shule as well. Ross Bender and Jesse Shule gave out the Marquette game there. Mississippi State minus 2.5. Drake minus 5. Riverside on the money line. Albany plus 8. High Point plus 3. And a little UC Upstate. South Carolina, for those of you not in the know, when we say USC Upstate, it's not Southern Cal Upstate. It's South Carolina plus the 5. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody. I'm just making a joke. Let's get to the comment section here and see what's on the agenda for a Wednesday afternoon. Michael in the house. Morning show. 2-1 yesterday, NBA 4-2 college hoops. I got to stop fading Kansas on the road. Listen, I was right there with you. And it was one of those spots I think we said, you either take both Kansases or both Oklahomas, right? It was kind of like you're going to take Oklahomas. Hopefully you had Penn State got it done there as well. And I think Syracuse was another one. Providence, all kind of little home teams. I think you would have went 4-1 in that kind of spot. Picking and choosing is tough to do. Mississippi State today and Texas A&M 2.5. I like them both. I got A&M a bad number. I got 3.5 on A&M. So maybe if I have Bama plus 3 versus the Vols, I might not take a Northwestern. I want to see what the line does. 10th degree of 2.5. Yeah, I think we mentioned last night Northwestern was minus 1 last night, the Northwestern game. Alabama was a 2.5 for last night. If you're going to take Alabama, I'm not. Here's the thing. Like I just said about the other Kansas games, K-State and Cranes, you have a team and you go watch a video, on with me and Ross, because Ross actually, Jesse Shule actually did this game, and we're talking about the Vols and Alabama, and it's just a spot. I can't really talk you off Alabama. I think people take Alabama; they're the number one team. You got to take them. It's 2.5 now. It's 3.5. I understand that. And Alabama did have a bad loss at Oklahoma. I think we had Oklahoma that game. I think we had the home team there in that spot. Um, Now, Tennessee, they've lost 3 or 4. Missouri lost at Vanderbilt, lost at Florida. I think we had Florida, right? We had Florida in the under that day here in the chat. And they beat Auburn 46-43 as a 10-point fave. I'm seeing some limited offenses here. And you look at it, because I pulled up the record here because I knew the Alabama game was going to come up. Tennessee stepping up a class. Yes, he beat Texas. Old coach. A little juicy game. You lost to Kentucky. You lost at Florida. Who's the good team? Auburn's a good team? Is Auburn a good team? They beat by 3, 46-43? Because I just saw Alabama kind of control that game on the road and win that by 8 in Auburn. You lost to Florida, and Alabama beat them by 30. So you want to take Alabama? I can't hate you. You want to say I got to take Tennessee because they're favor over the number one team? Again, it's what do you have in your heart? Where do you want to go there? Brandon. Hey, Greg, how are you today? Tell Tim he did a good job on the show yesterday. Tim is not with us right now. He's alive. When I say he's not with us, he's just not in the show right now. You excited about the rodeo, Brandon, or what? Michael saying NBA Knicks first quarter money line area for the trend. Nick has a road dog first quarter. Have won 16 straight first quarters. That is quite a. I got to pull up the NBA here. Heading into the All-Star break, I'm not. You got a couple games tomorrow, but this is really the last full night of action here. Knicks first quarter. You want to take? I guess you got to take them on that. That is crazy. 16 straight. Marco's in the house hitting the like button for me and Tim. I appreciate it. Best bets. T-Money in the house. Welcome. The Miz is here. Seattle plus the 4 Mercer under. Maryland, Baltimore County over. Colgate over. Tennessee and Mississippi State. All right, let's start with Seattle. The Pilots. Gets Cal Baptist. All right. That is a 4. This was a 3 yesterday. I'm going to take 4. I got 4 at Seattle. Sure. Mercer against Wolford under the 137. Why not? It was 139. It's coming down. I agree. Baltimore County over the 145 there. Against NBC. This was a one. Yeah, it's right around numbers. 146 last night. Nothing really jumps at me. I kind of like Albany there. Colgate over 145. The Raiders. This is right on my number. 145.5. So if you want to go over, why not? If you like Colgate, you want some points, I get it. Tennessee, we just did a little Tennessee red. And what else am I going to say? I'm going to repeat myself on Tennessee, Alabama. You either like Tennessee because they're a 3-point fave over the number one team, or you say, you know what, it's tough to go against Alabama because Tennessee has lost 3 or 4, and they look anemic stepping up against good competition. They kind of lay an egg, with the exception of the Texas game. So that is wherever you go. Alabama, take a money line if it loses. Hey, you know what? I took the number one team money line. Whatever. You like Tennessee? Buck the trend, right? The odds makers know. I understand. that. And Mississippi State 3.5 there over. That's a Kentucky game, right? I like that as well. Absolutely. I thought I had Mississippi State in the chat. I don't know if I did or not. Oh, there they are, Mississippi State, right in the chat. Or else sports coming in. Maple Leafs are 500. No way anything goes wrong here. Yeah, I know. I almost want to take the Coyotes just when I saw that number. T-Money.
Blackhawks, not Coyotes. Blackhawks, not Coyotes.
Blackhawks. Who's the Coyotes got? I thought
Tampa.
Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's right. Coyotes are you know why I said the Coyotes? Because Tampa Bay is off that overtime win last night in Colorado. So that's why I got the Coyotes on my mind. T-Money's about to grab some groceries for lunch. You eat groceries? What are you talking about? Groceries for lunch? See, I say grocery, I'm going shopping, not grabbing them for lunch, T-Money. Smith & Wesson in the house. TCU today. I like TCU. I bet to myself plus 4.5, Smith & Wesson. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, let's take a little dog there. And you got two teams. I don't want to say bad teams, but they're coming in limping, right? Both lost 4 or 5. I'll take the points. TCU may be getting a couple guys back today, although I don't think they'll play major minutes. Give me the points, though. Give me the points. Brandon, Astro spring training. Here we go. Hunter Brown, Cy Young, Jeremy Pena. Who's the kid in the outfield I like? Jake Myers, Jake DeRake. Michael, NBA. Nuggets, fade the Mavericks. Yes. 4.5. This was an 8 last night. Why was this an 8 last night when we did the show? This line said 8 last night. Go back to look at lines. I came on.
Something tells me the Nuggets are going to be without either Murray, Gordon, or both. Judging off that number.
It was 8 last night when I did the show.
Yeesh.
And I said, I'll lay the 8.
But
I would have laid the 8.
I have 7. I have 7 on the site. Now it's 4.5. That sucks, but whatever. The double-digit win.
Yeah, somebody's sitting out. Like, how the heck? This is why I hate the NBA. And you could click out. I'm gonna bash the NBA. It's a day before the All-Star break. Really, you're gonna sit out to rest? You're off the next 4 days.
Some of them are actual injuries here, so not all of them are just sitting out because they want to sit out.
Let me get through this one, and then we'll bring you in for your NBA take. Jazz plus 8.5 against Memphis. I don't want to bet Memphis, but when I see a big number like this, and again, you got the ATS numbers. What's going on here with this number? Crazy. I almost want to take the big fave just based on my opposite head thinking. Spurs first half of money line. How about we just do it the over? Play it safe. I'll play it safe here. Excuse me for the yawns. I was watching a little Napoleon Dynamite last night with my daughter. I came in and did a show, and then I had to watch it afterwards. Makes me laugh. It is a funny show. Best bet, see money. Alabama money line, maybe Marquette. Marquette seems the Marquette line. I think is right where it should be. Xavier on the road. They have lost to DePaul, Butler, UConn. They beat UConn by 3. They're not good on the road, so I think the line is fine. And I like Marquette. I think we got Marquette in the chat right there, coming up on the bottom 5.5. In Alabama, it's money line Alabama, or you're taking Tennessee because you think the line's fishy. I'm not going to try to talk people off either side of that game. Brandon, what do you think about the Rockets and OKC tonight? Over. Probably I bet the over there. Gabe, where's that guy came in yesterday? Said that New Mexico stinks. Lost by 14 at home as 11-point favorite. Yeah, they Gabe, we had said they were the last undefeated team in basketball, in college hoops. They were like the last undefeated team, and they have proceeded to just absolutely. Now, Wyoming did get a couple guys back, which maybe wasn't built into the line. I don't know if that was late kind of stuff guys are playing kind of thing there, which maybe would have offset the line a little bit, but New Mexico has definitely looked bad coming into play. You lose this game on the road. I understand. You got San Diego State, you got Boise, Utah State. I can see, Reno. I get it. There's some spots you're going to go lose some road games. That's inexcusable. Speaking of yesterday's game, so I have to say, so the Miz, Mac overs 3-3 yesterday. Walk This Way, his parlay easy winner, Kent State and Akron, 2 road double-digit faves or whatever they were, big faves, both got there, never in doubt. Brandon Seacrest. I got to take Gabe off for this because I don't think I'm lecturing. The people who come in think I'm lecturing him. Brandon Seacrest, Kansas. Lock of the day. Kansas. It got there. It got there. Shea Joe's, Duquesne over. What is that? 144.5. I could do this. Total with your Dukes. Joe's over. Yes. LaSalle, St. Louis. You know I'm going to lean to St. Louis. I mean, I didn't bet them, but one last dance. If you want to take the Billikens, I guess. I mean, where's this line here for LaSalle? Hold on. LaSalle's playing Richmond. What are we doing here? It's not St. Louis. That's not a St. Louis game. What are you doing to me here? Come on, Gabe. They got the Richmond Spiders. Unless I have the wrong printout in front of me here. Richmond LaSalle. St. Louis is playing Davidson. Now, Billikens at home, you want to lay it? I guess. I've gone to the well a couple times with St. Louis, and they've hurt me. LaSalle, Richmond. Richmond's another team I can't get a handle on. Questions. I've been bad. I've been bad with my A10. Drake, yes, I have Drake in the chat, and I was just talking about Boise being a pretty decent team here. The line was 3, and now it's come down to 2. So I said last night, Colorado State. I'm still looking Colorado State there. 3-time good morning. Happy Wednesday. Am I going to the rodeo? I do not know. I thought about it, believe it or not. I did think about it. Just show total in Bama. Bet up 3 points to 147. I say smash the under. I kind of like the under. Tennessee against good teams has struggled to score. So I'm going to say under with you there, Jess. T-Money, I'm loving Luka under 6.5 assists and Garland under 7.5 assists. I guess, right? Who's he pass it to? He's going to have to hold on to the ball because Kyrie's not passing anybody. David, good morning. Brandon hitting the like buttons for you and him. I appreciate it. Thank you. Ellen Burns is back. Allie Burns is back. Yes, she is. She was on a trip on both the Yotes and the Hawks. You got to take them at the big money there, Nick. Yes. Marcos. Louisville, Villanova plus 15 against Virginia. Yeah. So Louisville at home, was it 16? They were 17 yesterday. Do I think Virginia wins by 20 on the road? 15? Again, it's a no thank you game. I like Georgia Tech plus the points versus Virginia Tech. Yes. LaSalle money line against Richmond. I want to take Richmond. I'm a Spider guy. They've hurt me. They've hurt me most of the season. They've hurt me. Like Iowa State under. I can do that the way both teams have played poorly lately. Yes, Ms. Bernie, could you put them back on the screen? Do you want to say something to him? Yeah, he's going to come on. You know what? Let's bring Tim in for some NBA, Brandon, just for you.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's our first, it's our last, big slate until the All-Star break. We got today. Tomorrow's got 3 games, and that's it. So I will say balling out will be college basketball for the next week and a half. So that stays going. But today's I got 6 plays today? I got 6 plays today in the NBA. Places I like. My best bet's in that Bulls Pacers game, so I'll mention that one off the rip. I'm guessing somebody's out on that because I have Philly -2. And they're now +1. Who is out for Philadelphia today? I believe Embiid actually might be. Oh, Embiid is questionable. That's probably why the line flipped. Cool. I have the Sixers -2. They're +1 now. It happens. I like Detroit today. Plus the points against Boston. Boston is still beat up. They are on a second leg of a back-to-back after playing in Milwaukee last night. I think this is a Detroit outright spot. I'm probably going to end up adding the money line to the site as well. Detroit for that one. Why do we bet games at night? Because I got under 218.5 in that Nets game. It's 211.5 now.
7 points. Wow.
7 point, which means it's gonna go and land on 235 tonight. But I got the under. I got a really nice line movement on it. We'll see how that one goes. My final 2 plays, as we mentioned earlier, I'm on the Nuggets. I got them at 7. It's down to 4.5. Someone's going to end up being out. We just got to figure out who. I'm going to guess it's probably Murray, but we'll see how that one goes. And I'm on the Pelicanos to end the night against the Lakers. The Lakers are 1-5 since the trade deadline. Cannot get a win for the life of them. I'll take some plus points with the team that's actually playing better basketball as of late, winning 4 out of their last 5 games. I'll take the Pelicans in that one. So those are the NBA plays for today. Philly, Detroit, Denver, and New Orleans, and the under in Brooklyn.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Marco's coming in. George Mason +1 against GW. No opinion on that game. I'm going to say you want to take the points here. I can't. Florida, they've lost 4 or 5. They're terrible. I don't care how bad Mississippi State is, or Mississippi. I'm sorry. I will take 10 points. Yeah, I'll take 10. I mean, I can't. I don't want to lay with Florida. Go look at the way Florida's the one win. Somehow they beat Tennessee, which we liked them in that spot. Nothing since, and not that Mississippi is a top SEC team by any stretch of the means, but Florida, no. And St. Joe's Duquesne, I like the over in that game. Best bet team. Regular season means 0. Come on, you be a 12 seed and win a championship. It stinks, but the NBA is a fault. Yeah, well, yeah, the NBA is a joke. We don't like the NBA team money. Miz, what's the over-under on NBA starter sitting tonight? Yeah, exactly. Michael, I wish I could get more excited about baseball with Giants. Our average at best, they may play in the second best division in baseball. We're going to do some baseball, as I said, beginning of the show. I said we'll look at some maybe win totals, divisions, and stuff starting next week, because then a week after that, we'll have some conference tournaments. Again, no late money tonight. I'll do a late money on Friday, but today and tomorrow, there's just not, it's I want to get some stuff ready for the baseball season we'll do next week. But the Giants, I mean, yeah, you're fighting the Rockies for the bottom of the division. Your major signings were trash. Like, you have, obviously Machado is probably going to opt out, right? You're going to have got to go after him pretty big. Although what's San Diego going to do with Tatis? We could trade Tatis. I could see Tatis getting dealt. I'd rather have Soto than him. Marcos Mercer +3 against Wolford. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, I like the Terriers a little bit, but not terrible. It was 4. It's come down. At least the movement's on your side. Alabama +4 now. This line is 4. This was 2.5. It's up to 4 now. I got to rethink about saying Alabama here, because as much as I said about Florida drop at 4 or 5, Tennessee hasn't been much better, losing, their little tailspin there. Right? This line's at 4. Wow. Okay. East Carolina +9 versus Cincy. I thought about East Carolina here.
I will throw something out there.
What's the feeling on campus over here with this team?
This is the first game since ECU lost their radio announcer, who died randomly, like out of nowhere. That's why the last ECU game was canceled. This is their first game since that happened. So, motivational spot, something like that. But I know we already have ECU up on the site.
Yeah, I like ECU.
Yeah.
Okay, Florida should run Ole Miss out of the gym. You think, but how are we betting on a team, Gabe? Okay, we'll start with bad Mississippi. You lost to South Carolina outright as a 9-point fave. You beat Georgia on the road. Lost to Vandy on the road by 3. Lost to Kentucky by 9. At Oklahoma State, 20-point loser. Lost to Mizzou by 12. Arkansas, you lose by 8 on the road. South Carolina, you won over there. You lost to Georgia at 4, or by 4 at home, and you lose by 9 to Auburn. Now I'm getting 9.5, 10 points from a Florida team that's lost to Vandy by 8 as a 9-point fave. Lost by 20. So what they lose by 27, getting 10. Lost by, what's that, 5, getting 4. You're right around that number against Kentucky. That was a spot off of the Kansas win. You lost to K-State by 14. You beat South Carolina. You beat Mississippi State on the road by 2. You lost by 2 against A&M, putting up 52 points. Missouri you beat, Missouri's got a nice amount of wins, but we saw them put up 15 points in the first half the other day. And you beat LSU, who's garbage. Do I think Florida's a better team? Yeah. Do I want to lay? I can't do it. I can't. Come on. Did he really? Earl Sports says DeGrom left camp day with left side tightness?
Yep. I already got the notification for it. He'll be out 1 or 2 days. Welcome to Texas, DeGrom.
Well,
Texas, enjoy.
That doesn't shock me. I said to you guys I didn't want to pay him a 35-year-old guy. I don't want to give him $40 million. So, but good. As we said then, good for DeGrom getting paid. You only got a couple years left and you get that money, Jacob. Steven, how are you today? Hump day. It's going along, Steve. It's just another day. Let's try to have a nice winning day. Try to get a nice 5-3 day college hoops or something. Brandon, hey Tim, good job at the show yesterday. Yes, Brandon did say good job earlier in the show. You were not here. I said Tim's not with us right now. Marco, Samford against Greensboro. This is a spot. It's basically what, a pick 'em. I like Greensboro, but I will lean with the home team here because it's their home. Gabe, Wyoming's healthy. New Mexico's lost a few home games now and in good spots. That's the thing. I had Wyoming the other day. I was like, man, why is this line against San Jose? I think it went from a 1 to a 3 or something. I'm like, what is happening here? And he ended up losing that, but guys were out. And college injury report, it is tough finding out who plays for college. You don't know. Even the sites say questionable, and then the guy's like questionable. The guy's been off the team. It's like Wyoming was supposed to be a good team coming in this year, and then he had a couple guys just leave the team as well. A couple that are Pac-12 transfers. So you never know what you're going to get. That's why it's gambling, baby. I think Frazier. Mizzou, Eastern Michigan finally crashed. Yes, they did, Ms. Maurice, good afternoon. I'm on the Tide and Fordham. Bonnie Serb on the road lost to Fordham at home by double digits, laying it with Indiana State and Bradley. So the Tide, again, if it's up to 4, I'm a little worried about the Tide there. 4, I'm like, wow, people are so bent in Tennessee. I can't bet it the way the Tennessee's played. No, thank you. I like the Bonnies. Yes, everything you said about them, absolutely true. And the line has come down. Indiana State and Bradley. So Bradley is, what are we like, double digits of Bradley? I don't hate it just because they play good. Them and, the Salukis are my team out of the Missouri Valley. I actually want to take Missouri State here, though, as a dog. I lean there. And if not for anything, it's just that, as I mentioned, the Salukis, well, they're on deck. I don't know. And again, I'm laying 10, conference, no different, NFL, NBA. Laying 10 points, double digits is difficult. And Missouri State's not, I don't think they're 10 points better. And who's the other one here? Indiana State. Where's Indiana State? What is this? 703 here. USC, Indiana. Wow, a 10-point road fave. I'm shocked here, Maurice. Really? You want to lay 10? I mean, no thank you. I don't care how bad Ilshai is. I can't lay 10 on a road. How are we laying 10 on a road? No thank you. I can't do it. I can't do it. Florida State plus 10 against Clemson. I don't mind taking the Florida State. You know that's my team. I'm still holding out hope that they somehow win the ACC. Xavier plus 6 Marquette. I like Marquette. I bet Marquette. 5.5 I got. Miz was right about the favorite dog in Big 12 last night. I played a dog parlays faves. Yeah, the dog in the Big 12, it all depends where you went there, right? Because the Oklahoma split out. Providence won. Syracuse won. Penn State won. Split plus 140. That's not bad. Take the 140. Put it in your pocket. I don't know why people complain about making money. Pat, Northwestern's up to 2.5. Money line Northwestern. I like Northwestern as well. I like Northwestern. People are going to be like, they're going to look at the names on the front of the jersey and, wow, Indiana. First of all, they were an underdog to start. Northwestern was a one-point fave last night. They have identical records. They've kind of played the same teams in the Big 12. Yeah, let's go. Pat Fitzgerald. Miz, Louisville scores 40 or less tonight against Virginia. And under could be in play here at a 127. Yes. Ricketts, good morning to me and Tim. Good morning to you. Roll Tide. Here's the thing. So if it's a 4, I'm getting worried. It's going up from 2 or 2.5 to 3 to 4. That is, and I'm all for a team favored over the number 1 team. Totally understand that. I just can't get past look at their last couple games. 86-85. They lost. Talk about a crushing loss last game. Then the 66-65 of Vandy. Then a straight up 15-rounder, 46-43. And then the Florida game on the road, 54 points. Were they saving up for a huge game today? I can't. Listen, Alabama -1, Tennessee -1 is fine. This line keeps getting beat up. I don't understand who is. Maybe smarter guys. I don't see it. I mean, Alabama to me. Granted, you have a bad loss. Oklahoma State ran you out of the building. Okay. Other than that, what bad losses are we talking about here? You're losing to Gonzaga on a neutral. I don't care. You think about that. That's not a bad loss. UConn on a neutral to start the year, where UConn was like a top 5 team, number 1 team at one point. Not a bad loss. I can't. I'm getting 4s. I got to think Alabama. Square. I don't care. I'll get in my box. Stephen Porter, split the board on NBA. San Antonio Spurs over, Chicago under, Philly under, New York and Bull. This was yesterday or today? This had to be today's games. San Antonio over, yeah. Chicago. These are way. Steve, how do you jump into all these NBA games on a day where they could be ready? They're booking flights to go to the islands. Most of these guys. Did I have a good Valentine's Day? I did. Did I show you my Valentine's card about my little wiener dog? Brandon, my wife sent me a card. It says, I like your wiener. Who doesn't love wiener dogs? My guy, what are you doing? Going to roll a fat egg. Markel, stop it. Just say no, man. What are you doing? Come on. You can't be rolling fatties and bet you even when I was in AC all the time, Ben, and this is before sports betting, going down there rolling dice or whatever. People are drinking. How the heck are you impairing yourself? What are you doing? You need to be sharp. Especially if you're like a live bettor. And not that I'm saying you're a live bettor, I'm a live bettor. Come on, Markel. Have an apple. Well, have some fruits. Make yourself a salad. Go to Bojangles. You can't go wrong with fast food. Tim, yes? Am I wrong with the Bojangles?
I heard Bojangles.
I know, right?
I'm down. When are we going?
What are we doing here?
4-piece supreme, barbecue sauce, French fries, large sweet tea. Let's get it.
You know, I mean, whatever. I mean, stop it. Get a burger. We're gonna nice bacon cheeseburger somewhere. Oh, Michael, you're getting a good number. It does not always work in your favor. I got under 225 at the Magic, closes 221, and game ended 245. I say this, right? NFL, college, whatever the case may be. The number's there. You feel good about it. Like, hey, I was ahead of this move or that move. Does not mean it wins. Absolutely not. But I look at it as, hey, I'm on the right side. My number, I thought it was going to be this way. The number moved in my direction. At least it makes you feel good that it was sort of your way. And let's be honest, Mike. It ended at 245. You had a 225. You know what? You don't got to pay more, right? It's like, hey, listen, you thought it was going to be 225. It was 240. You owe us an extra $50. No. Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. Your team wins. The line's 6. They win by 8. You get paid. Same if they win by 40. You got a favorite. It's a 4-point or whatever. You take a dog, whatever the case would be, and they lose by 50. Your favorite loses outright. You don't got to pay extra. It's the same money, but you want to at least feel good about making a bet. That's what I kind of take for my things. Like I have a good number. It goes from 7 down to 5.5. I'm like, I feel good about it. It loses, whatever. But they moved off the number. You always got to look at a little bit of a positive. Mississippi State over Kentucky. You got him at +3. Wow. What you Bryce? You bought 6 points in that game, Markel? They're a dog. What are you doing here? This is what I'm talking about. Get off the drugs, my friend. Come on. Get some help. Please. Please. Look what's happening to you. You're a young man. Michael, the only thing keeping me off Northwestern is that they were off that huge win over Purdue. That's why the line flipped, yes. But Indiana, on the same token, Michigan didn't score for the last 10 minutes of the game or whatever. They forgot there was a game left to play. You want to FaceTime me? What are you talking about right now? What are we talking? You want to FaceTime Tim? I'll give you Tim's number. Message me on Twitter. I'll give you Tim's phone number. Everyone was correct on UMass. I fell into the trap. You're all smarter than I am. Still had a problem nuts. I can't complain. 10 cents is right. You can't. You're gonna lose. People take a loss. It's all right. We just got to move on. Al Dollar's in the house. How you doing, Al? East Carolina, Cincy over. I'll tell you what. We like East Carolina. ECU to get it done, Pirate style. Michael, are the Padres going to trade Tatis within divisions? Okay, we're getting Ohtani. We have a huge Japanese population here at the Bay. I don't know. Tim swears Ohtani's going to the Mets for $750 million. No, he's not.
No, he's going to stay West Coast.
I think he's going to go West Coast.
No. Mets are they're not going to go after Ohtani. They'll get the MVP from this year when Manny Machado wins his MVP, and then gets 10 years from the Mets.
See, I won't be shocked if San Fran goes after Machado.
Yeah,
go after both. You got the
Machado
money.
MVP plus $1,500 this year. Contract year.
I mean, the Yanks could use a third baseman. Listen, I just
spend the money for him. That's another story.
No, put Volpe and Peraza. Let them play third and short over there.
There you go. But I'm not. Tatis is going to try to play shortstop, I think.
Why? That guy Kwan had a good season for them.
Yeah, that's the problem. I like Kwan.
Don't they have Bogart? Did they sign Xander Bogaerts? Or no, he's on the No, he's on
No.
He's on the Dodgers or Devers. Who they signed? They signed somebody.
Devers signed with Boston. Xander Bogaerts signed with San Diego.
I mean, the San Diego.
San Diego still doesn't win the division.
You're going to have a rough season. And I'd say take it. Like, I mean, Mitch Haniger, I trade Mitch Haniger. Like, try to get something. You got to go all in for whoever, Machado and Ohtani at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And you might have to overpay.
You might.
But it is what it is. You got the money. Spend it. My team, listen, Arizona, baby. Arizona. I need I think
I like
I'm
Arizona.
maybe a starter.
Arizona to win the division?
I think they can make the playoffs.
I
got two starters that are, and people say they might not be as good as Darvish or Urias or whoever you want to put up there in the National League. I think I got two guys as good as anybody on those Dodgers or San Diego Stays.
Who do you think Arizona takes a playoff spot from?
I just think they can win games. You take care of Colorado and the Giants like they should. They're going to steal a couple games from those two teams. I mean, I know the Dodgers reloaded. They got a bunch of young guys. That team last year had a bunch of 200, 210 hitters on their team.
And they still won 100 and something games.
Yeah, but when you could beat up, you beat up
They
teams.
struggled with Arizona. They struggled with Colorado.
That's why I think if Arizona beats the teams they're supposed to beat, and you steal a couple games, and we've seen the Padres go in funk sometimes.
Yep.
They need a huge start to the year,
and
then they believe in themselves, and all of a sudden, maybe they make a deal. Like, I think they got a lot of outfield depth. They have some good hitters on their team. It's young, though.
Yeah.
Are they gonna? That's the thing. Are these guys all gonna live up to the potential and hit 290 with 32 homers? And that's the thing. I like the potential of it. That if but when we could throw that to a lot of teams.
Correct.
Big Waves is in the house. Look at this. Big Waves going off the board here. How are you today, my friend, Big Waves? Did I see? How was your Valentine's Day? I know you probably had a good Valentine's Day. Young lady. What do we got here? Navy. Over Lehigh. Sure. This is not old school Lehigh. You want to lay the 2 there? Okay, we got money line. We're parlaying it up. I get it. Presby and a pick'em. I like High Point. Oh no, hold on a second. 1, 2. Yeah, I got High Point in the chat, don't I? Rhode Island, I don't mind. The Presby one, we're at odds. But I'll pull for you here because it's a plus 320. Ricketts, I think Alabama line's reflective of 7-footer be aggressive over the knee injury. Yeah, it's one guy. They're not that's not a one-man show. Is Grand Canyon going over again? I like Grand Canyon. So if you think the over, it's because they're going to score a bunch of points. So yes. Brandon, no locks today, but I do like the Sixers at home and Nuggets both laying the points. Yeah, Nugget line is interesting. We think somebody's out because that line was 8 and it's down here. I gave you a point. Hey, Brandon, I mentioned at the start of the show, I said you had Kansas. Right? Kansas got it done there. I'm not. Rob Thomas shots in the house. LSU almost pulled it out. 4 helped. It did. It got there. Take it. Stetson over the Hatters. You know I like that Stetson bunch. What is this? 142. It was 143 last night, Gulf Coast. It's come down. I don't know. No real opinion on that one, though, for me. Ricketts averages 5 points, 5 boards, so not big hit, I don't think. But for college, though, that's important. That's because this isn't the NBA where you have a 6-man rotation and guys are playing full games. College, you need depth and bench play here. Timber lock of the day, Belmont minus 1950. Is that the biggest fave on the board?
Yes, yeah, that is. I could have just went Toronto Maple Leafs money line because that's a minus 500 in the NHL. But no, I went with that instead. And there wasn't any big enough favorites in the NBA. Get this, ready? The biggest favorite in the NBA today is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't come anywhere close to that one.
Going back, I think who had it? The Sixers Cavs game. Like, who's not playing in that game? Why does that line come down from 3 to?
Embiid has a question mark next to his name.
Yeah. Yep. What happened? Who passed away? Their broadcaster. A&M, yes. Cal Baptist, sure. Chatty moccasins against VMI. I would lean VMI at home. Again, I'm going to take some home dogs. I'm getting 8 points. I see the 7. Is Chattanooga going to be up 10 that whole game? I don't know. Be careful fading Indiana right now. They seem to be yeah, Gabe. They're looking good. Purdue, no letdown. They beat Rutgers, go on the road, battle Michigan the whole way. I understand, which is why the line flipped. To me, they're begging you to take Alabama, says Miz. Well, the line keeps going up. Obviously, Tennessee is pencil that guy down as a win. Get the Sharpie out. Michael, Ben might be missing. Badeko could be out. Again, I don't have that. Makes sense if it's up to 4 now. Jesse, I think if you're betting the NBA a few days before the All-Star break, you got serious issues. Yeah, you, Tim, he says.
Yeah, I know I have issues. It's okay. That's fine. I'll live with them. Nets today.
I got the Nets. I do have the Nets. One game, the Nets. Nets in the NBA today for me. Nets in the NBA. Now they're favored at home. The Nets. Rick, it's the NBA is already on break, but bet the better benches. Yeah, NBA. Who's Markel? Yeah, definitely no Bojangles in the Northeast. And you eat burgers. What the heck's wrong with you, man? Markel, wait, do we have a block button? We got to put Markel on a timeout. No burgers. What the heck do you eat? Oh, man. It's David Porter here. 18 parlay. Oh, my goodness. All single bets as well. All right. Now we could do that. The whole NC State was caused Bowling Green yesterday. So we got Vandy, Providence, Valpo, Akron, Auburn, KU, San Jose, and over. I mean, some of these games, the Akron, I was against it, but it's a win. Take the wins. I didn't put the plus. Yes, Mark. I was like, what's up with the plus money? And I said, you got to get off that from a -3 to a +3. Rob saying, Hall, under SA, 47 first half points, turned it off, 97 points second half. Yikes. Yeah. It was what, 25, 23 at the half or something like that? Marcos, get off the drugs, man. Need some help. Seriously, I'm here to help the world, Marcos. What are we doing to ourselves? Gracious is in the house. Welcome. Boise, I like the Rams on Colorado State. Northwestern, yes. Marquette over. That's a 160. That was 160 this morning. I did a show at 10 a.m. Eastern. That was a 160. So it's gone up 2.5 points. Wow. Mississippi State, yes, and IUP. You got it. Here you go. Bonnie's, IUPUI, Marquette, Mississippi State, Drake, Riverside, Albany, High Point, Upstate. All in the chat. College hoops. So I agree with you. We're agreeing. Stephen Porter, Alabama. I can't say no again. We've talked about this ad nauseum. LaSalle over Richmond. I'm a Richmond guy there. Binghamton. Little Binghamton, huh? Where's the Bing? NJIT? I don't know. Is Gabe still here? We're Highlanders guys. We got to like a little NJ school. Bryant over who they got? Lowell. I could do that, sure. Cincinnati, no. Take the home dog, ECU. Wofford, -4 at home. Okay. Colgate and Stephen S. Austin, yes. Colgate, if you want to lay to 12, I understand. How about I might look at an over in that game maybe against Army. I don't know. Matt's coming TCU. Yes, I got TCU myself. I got a 4.5 last night, so it's come down. See, Border. Here we go with NBA. It's chomping at the bit to tell you on games, but it's too soon to start talking about. Just saying, it's might be too soon to talk about it, but for me, when I got to load up a bunch of banners, I gotta get them up. I gotta do that. That's a pain in the ass running through 6 divisions and putting stuff up here, and then I'll try to get some Cy Youngs and MVP kind of stuff like that going on. Ricketts, Tim, your lock lost. Yes, outright. Look at this guy coming in choosing violence in the morning here, Ricketts.
By double digits. I just looked it up. By double digits. Rutgers lost to Nebraska by 10.
And they were a 10-point fave, 12-point fave.
15. They were a 15 point, 14, 15 point fave.
Wow, went up that high. Eesh.
Mm-hmm.
Just a chicken guy? I don't mind chicken. I had chicken yesterday. I made a nice panko chicken, Markel. I do a nice panko. Obviously, I grill a lot, but the panko was on the pan. I like a little franchise as well. And, of course, wings. Wingy, wingy, wings. Marcos, I'm glad I got Cleveland Philly line at 2. Well, if you got Cleveland at +2, I think you're all right, because I think the line's coming down based on maybe there's no Embiid here. Fernando's in the house. Welcome. Well, we're hanging in there, Fernando. Hanging in. Matty, any thoughts on Long Beach +1? I kind of like Riverside here. I got it in the chat. Although this is a tough one. I did side with the home team though, with Riverside. I like Hardee's, says Gracious Fundamentalist when that goes to VA. Yeah, Hardee's and a little Carl Jr. Alabama is at 5. Wow. All right. Well, Tennessee's. This is. What's there to say? I mean, there was a 2.5 last night. It's 5. Unbelievable. And if you jumped on early, it was Tennessee at 2.5 last night. You'd be looking like a sage. You got a 5. How do you have a 5? I got 3s across the board here. I got 3s. I got to pull up another bunch of books. Those 6 books all have straight 3s. What do these have over here on this site? I'm seeing 3s here. The Win and Free Picks page off. I see a 3.5 at Bodog. Bet Online, Top Bet. These are all Pinnacle 3, Will Hill 3, Circa's at 3, Canada's at 3, U Wagers at 3.5. I mean, where are you getting a 5? Where's that? I almost want to take a Bam at 5 at your book because everybody else has them at a 3. Here we go. Here's Gabe coming in. Highlanders, NGIT all the way. Yes. Grayson says, I can't bet NGIT. It's understandable, but me and Gabe, we're Jersey guys. Back to Highlanders. Took Alabama off the list. Yeah, at that point, maybe he has some random, I don't know what, if that's a local, let's put it up at 5. Maybe people are just hammering Tennessee in Marcos's neck of the woods. It was crazy. Hey, listen, Nebraska came to play. Maybe we faded outright for fun again. Wow, Ricketts is throwing haymakers in the chat this morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Let me put a razor in this chocolate heart for you. Nothing wrong with Canes. Yes, raise the Canes, baby. I had a 50-piece tailgater on Super Bowl Sunday. Some of his boys came over, and there was still some left. I still have some. I had some last night at like 11 o'clock. Gabe, Rutgers lost their 6th man who was better than their 4th or 5th. That was tough when you have a 7-man rotation. Yeah, they're definitely not the same team. You said it, Gabe, the other day. 2 games ago you mentioned it. Not the same team. Time to readjust my thinking. Untouchable, good afternoon, my friend. Steve Porter, when are you doing an official over-under for the year on each MLB team? I'm going to start them this week to get ready for next week. So, Bama's, yeah, Gabe, 3s all over the place. Yes. Liking some Holy Cross today. Against Boston at home, I like them. Fade the Terriers. Let's go Holy Cross. Florida, Mississippi, under. Yes, Renzo. Absolutely. I can't. Florida minus 9.5, 10. I can't even bet it. They haven't been scoring too much. Under. Absolutely. Book must need Alabama. I mean, seriously, at a 5. Fernando, rather. Hit the thumbs up button. Yes, it's not that hard to do. I can just hit it. Showing 3.5 to SC. That's it. I saw 2 3.5. Everything else is 3. Not right. Renzo, you're welcome there on that Florida Mississippi State under. Yeah, and I would probably lean to Mississippi as well. All right. Recapping college basketball. Again, we're down some units here in college basketball. Got some work to do. Newer folks. And I don't go 7-0 every day. That's for the fake people who don't bet money. Real people, we lose sometimes. We got to ride it out. Bonaventure plus 5.5. IUPUI plus 14.5. Marquette minus 5.5. Mississippi State minus 2.5. Drake minus the 5. Riverside money line. Albany plus 8. High Point plus 3. USC Upstate plus 5. Nets are minus 110 on the money line. Some of these lines may have moved. I posted these last night on Late Night Money. So just a precursor. I can't add them in every second they move here. It's a stale line. It is what it is for the show. I do my best. Ricketts, nothing but love for Tim. He's saying lock with Joker. Yes, he jokes out. We throw the lock out there. It's a joke. Zero chance he's playing in those games. Yeah, I've known Tim for almost 2 years now. No way he's laying, 900 money.
What? I mean, that's how I get my easy money, right? Okay. No, I'm not laying
whatever to that.
No, we're not laying that juice. No.
All right. No look ahead lines tonight. All right. We're going to do it on Friday with the huge Saturday slate. And listen, midday money tomorrow. Check it out. Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs. Go check it out. Say hello. And that's a wrap. Have a good day, everybody.